The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind. I'm almost positive. We must remove it at once. The wizard goes into his bag of roots, powders, and bones and pulls out a light bulb. Lift up your shirt, he says. Without plugging the bulb into anything, he moves it slowly across the person's stomach, as if to illuminate something only he can detect. There it is! Can you see the snail moving? Oh, yes! I think you can see it. Yes, there it is! The wizard returns to his bag for some magic potion, which he splashes across the belly. All better. Yes? Yes! I think the snail is gone. I don't feel it moving. Good. That will be 3,000 kwacha. For a little extra money, the Singanga can cast curses on your enemies to deliver floods to their fields, hyenas to their chicken house, or terror and tragedy into their homes. This is what happened to me when I was 6 years old, or at least I thought it did. I was playing in front of my house when a group of boys walked past carrying a giant sack. They worked for a nearby farmer tending his cows. That morning, as they were moving the herd from one pasture to another, they discovered the sack lying on the road. Looking inside, they saw that it was filled with bubblegum. Can you imagine such a treasure? I can't begin to tell you how much I loved bubblegum. Now, as they walked past, one of them spotted me putting in a puddle. Shall we give some to this boy? He asked. I didn't move or say a word. A bit of mud dripped from my hair. Ah. His friend said, he looks kind of pathetic. The boys reached into his bag and produced a rainbow of gumballs, one of every color, and dropped them into my hands. By the time the boys disappeared, I'd shoved every one into my mouth. The sweet juices dribbled down my chin and stained my shirt. Little did I know, but the bubblegum belonged to a local trader who stopped by our house the next day. He told my father how the bag had dropped from his bicycle as he was leaving the market. By the time he circled back to look for it, the bag was gone. The people in the next village told him about the herd of boys. Now he wanted revenge. I've gone to see this. I've gone to see the Singanga, he told my father, and whoever ate the bubblegum will be sorry. Suddenly, I was terrified. I heard what the Singanga could do to a person. In addition to delivering death and disease, the wizards controlled armies of witches who could kidnap me during the night and shrink me into a worm. I'd even heard about them turning children into stones, leaving them to suffer an eternity in silence. Already I could feel Singanga watching me, plotting his evil. With my heart racing, I ran to the forest behind my house to try to escape, but it was no use. I felt the strange warmth of his magic eyes shining through the trees. He had me. At any moment, I would emerge from the forest as a beetle, or a trembling mouse to be eaten by the hawks. Knowing my time was short, I hurried home to where my father was plucking a pail of maize and tumbled into his lap. It was me! I shouted in tears running down my cheeks. I ate the stolen gum. I didn't want to die. I don't want to die. Papa, please, don't let them take me. My father looked at me for a second and shook his head. It was you, eh? He said, then kind of smiled. Didn't he realize I was in trouble? Well, he said, and his knees popped as he rose from his chair. My father was a big man. Don't worry, William. I'll find the trader and explain. I'm sure we can work something out. That afternoon, my father walked 5 miles to the trader's house and told him what had happened. And even though I'd only eaten a few of the gumballs, he paid the man for the entire bag, which was nearly all the money we possessed. That evening after supper, my life having been saved, I asked my father if he truly believed I was in trouble. He became serious. Oh yes, we were just in time, he said. Then started laughing so hard his chair began to squeak. William, who Who knows what was in store for you? My fear of wizards and magic only grew worse whenever Grandpa told stories. If you saw my grandpa, you might think he was a kind of wizard himself. He was so old that he couldn't remember the year he'd been born. So cracked and wrinkled that his hands and feet looked as if they were chiseled from stone. And his clothes. Grandpa insisted on wearing the same tattered coat and trousers every day. Whenever he emerged from the forest, puffing on his hand-rolled cigar, you'd think one of the trees had grown legs and started walking. Okay, this is where I'll be ending the story, because YouTube won't let me post videos that are too long, because my channel is new. Well, please subscribe and like so this video can get some traction. Like that, the traction on this video can help me make some more videos. So please, if you want to, well, bye. Have a good day.